Welcome back, everybody. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Aaron.
This is our show, Cryptocosm, where I talk about the astrological forecast.
And I bring you your daily crypto news.
And there's been a lot of movement this past weekend and week in general on
Ups and downs and all
both
around.
charts. That's right. So as far as the astrology goes, we've seen some great movement, all right? Moving into the future. We've had the sun this weekend on Friday or Saturday, depending on where you live in the world, has made its way out of Capricorn and moved into Aquarius, the sign of the future, right? Now, we've also had Venus just a couple days prior to that move out of Capricorn, all right? Our money planet moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius, the sign of the future, the water between the air, the atmosphere, okay? The community, all right? So before it's like the little man at the toll at the bridge is like, you cannot pass until you pay the toll, and that toll is Uranus over there in Aries. Okay, so it's like as soon as we're going through Capricorn, we have to make this square, this hard angle to Uranus over in Aries before we can pass. And every time we have seen this happen throughout years, okay, because it takes 7 years for that to move, 7 years for Uranus to move through a sign. And every year, we just did the charts there today. We're gonna show you, just be patient.
Charts are coming.
The charts are coming. But we literally just earlier today, we're looking at every single time the sun, Venus, or Mercury squared, went from Capricorn into Aquarius, it squared Uranus, and every single time the charts dropped. Every single time.
2015, right? 2016, 2017, and now 2018.
That's right. And thank God, Uranus will be moving out of Aries, okay? So that square will be finished this year, but we still have one more lingering planet, Mercury. And Mercury is our trader of goods, the messenger, all right? So in our market, Mercury means a lot when we're talking about trade goods, okay? Now, it's gonna be Wednesday. This is Monday. Today's Monday the 22nd. On Wednesday, all right, Mercury comes and forms this conjunction with Pluto up in Capricorn, all right, which is transforming the way that we communicate, transforming the way that we think, transforming the way that we trade. But it's also forming that hard square to Uranus, okay? And it's gonna be doing it for a solid week. It's a square for an entire week, all the way to the 31st. The 31st of January. You know what's happening on the 31st of January?
What's that?
The first lunar eclipse of the year.
There we go.
It's gonna be a really intense week, friends. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not expecting these numbers to go green. But things aren't always as they seem. So let's
This is new territory. This is new territory. So what we see with Uranus coming around here a lot is we see a lot of versatility and ups and downs in the marketplace that really comes along with the power of that planet. And also we're moving into new territory here now. And it's new territory, not just for the astrologers, but for all the people joining into crypto here.
And there's a lot. There's a ton of new money, a ton of new players in this game.
So let's take a look at that. So back, and you said December 21st. We had the peaks, and we were looking at our $750 billion total market cap. I mean, we were really killing it at that point. I mean, we were just green skies, ladies and gentlemen. It was absolutely beautiful. And just before that, everybody kind of looked at Bitcoin when they released its presence to the world and told everybody it was here. Everybody kind of wanted to jump on that train too.
Right.
But the thing that happened is everybody turned their heads and went, "Oh, look, I see something shiny, and I want to go after that." Well, a lot of these people that were here in this marketplace have kind of gotten the ropes together and really got a handle on things. Once Bitcoin hit 10,000, it went from 10,000 to 20,000 in just a month. I mean, like that, it was through the roof.
Through the roof.
And all of those individuals coming in here, basically throwing their money at it, mortgaging their houses, just taking it out and going, bills. This is it. This is the future. This is where I was meant to be.
I got $25 I'm throwing at it.
All the people that were in before at the 10,000 mark went, wow, I just doubled, tripled, quadrupled my money. I'm taking my money out. And what did we see in an instant? We really saw it go.
Bang-a-ring, Rufio!
And not only that, when the investors pulled their money out because they made their money, everybody else freaked out and went, oh my gosh, I am going to take what little money I have left out so I don't lose it all. So we had a mass hysteria. So breaking into this new territory, it was a major struggle for crypto when all these people that are just trying to get on and just get started and going, this is the most amazing thing in the world. I'm gonna be rich.
And it is, and you still can be.
That's right. That's why we don't want you to sell right away. But there was a lot of FOMO and fear and uncertainty and doubt, and people took
fear of missing out. For those who do not know the acronym of FOMO.
That's right. Thank you for
fear
keeping me
of
on top
missing
of my
out.
game. And fear, uncertainty, and doubt we call that FUD. So those are just some technical terms. Yeah, the technical terms. Throwing there out for you guys so we can understand and follow along a little bit better. But so not only we had the investors pull out, we had the new money in there pulling out because they're freaking out that they're going to.
It's all going to go. So it's like,
money.
I put in $20 and now it's only 10. Well, I better take my $10 back before my 20 turns into nothing. Or I better take with this accent, you better take my 10,000 or my 20,000 or 100 chubby, whatever you put in, and it's just gone down. And it's like, well, I don't want to lose all of it, so I'm okay with ripping the dollar in half and just taking what little scraps I can.
Yeah, and I think that's what we really saw when we went from 850 billion all the way down to 415 billion. Well, once the investors sold and it came down to 600 billion, everybody else pulled out. It probably went down to 415 billion. Well, once it hit 415 billion, what did the investors do now?
Back in, baby!
Well, thank you very much, weak hands. And weak hands are the people that are selling at these times of freaking out. And we really want to tell everybody, don't fear, don't worry, don't make these hasty decisions because you see this market coming down. It's going to turn around. And that's what we're seeing right now is this consolidation between, right now we're back up just around 600 billion.
Good numbers.
And now we're going to kind of do this for a little while and figure out where that solid ground is. It's like you take a bouncy or a rubber ball and you throw it down the hallway. It'll hit the ground, it'll bounce up, and then it'll hit the ground again, it'll bounce up, but not as high as it was before, and then it'll kind of, into this little trail and until it finds its solid ground.
Right.
And I think that's really what we're seeing here, and we're wondering just how long that's actually going to last. And with the volatility of the planets and things like that, it really kind of holds true. And seeing, I think we might be entering some sort of like a doldrum period where the winds just aren't really moving, and we're just finding that
need a little wind in the sail. Yeah, and honestly, like, besides just talking about this Mercury conjunct Pluto and the square to Uranus, that's a huge aspect. And without getting too astrology jargon and confusing the heck out of everyone, which I can, but it's like to break these things down in simplicity. Like, really, what is going on right now? What are the planets saying? It's saying I'm afraid that I'm watching all of my friends jumping into this limousine and they're going away, and I'm sitting here like, oh man, and I'm sitting in my my PT Cruiser or what, I don't know what it just, you're like, oh my, yeah, right. You're like,
Pinto.
I got a Pinto, right? and it's like, no, it's okay. That's fine. Your friend can have that, but it's all coming back around. But that missing out. You're not missing out yet. Just stay in the game. Don't pull everything out. Don't be afraid that life is passing you by, okay? Everything is working out, and it's going to work out as intended to. So it's just like saying relax right now. Relax. Everything it's in my hands, the universe, it's all in my hands, and I'm going to sort things out. I'm going to shuffle this around, and I'm going to deal these cards out just how they're supposed to be. And we have to recognize as well that we are coming from a system that we have had in place for a very long time, okay? And it's not going to change like that overnight, all right? Yes, we had seen promising numbers at around the beginning of December and moving up into January, and those numbers changed quickly. Everything
Absolutely.
changed super quickly, but it's not going anywhere, okay? And the more of us that are backing this stuff up, I am not a gambler. I have never played in the stock markets. I have had so many people tell me, oh, invest in stocks or invest in this or do this, or I've got a buddy that every time we drive through Vegas, he's great, he does it too, but he'll drop a $100 bill on roulette. I am not a gambler. I'm an astrologer, all right? And the astrology is saying things are changing. Things are changing in our money, okay? That's why I believe so wholeheartedly in cryptocurrency, because this is a currency of the future. All right, we'll dive super deep on that later this week as we talk more about Uranus moving into Taurus. Okay, that happens on May 15th, and we're going to go into the history about that this week with you guys, so stay tuned with that.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, but really, it's like, things aren't always as they seem. We're just two dudes that like to wear hoodies. What you don't see, we're giants in real life. We are enormously tall people. But you can't tell that sitting here. Things aren't always as they seem. The numbers are red. Oh, it's going down. Maybe there is no stability into this. Maybe there is no future in this. Let me tell you, relax. There is future in this. Don't relax, get excited, actually. Seriously, get excited. I'm super excited. I love looking at these numbers right now. I do not mind seeing them in the red. I am down. He is down, and in certain aspects, some aspects, our charts are down, but everybody's stuff is down right now, and it's totally fine because we see the grand scale of things. We see the bigger picture of stuff, and that's why we're here doing this for you, it's like a little back rub, and it's just like, okay, ease up after this long day and just know everything's gonna be fine.
And like you said, like you were looking at the planets and how the planets are saying that changes in money and things like that are coming. I've worked in the tech industry for years now, probably for the better part of maybe even over a decade at this point now. Information systems is what I majored in, and just looking at the technology, there's so many people out there that are like, oh, you know what, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. You know what, I'm sorry. That saying is for some individuals that really don't allow themselves the full benefit of life, personally, I don't think. And in a lot of aspects, it really is that good. And that's why the governments and things like that, like the Korean exchanges and the Chinese exchanges, the governments are really trying to put the kibosh on them because it is that good. I mean, they're proving to us.
Right.
The banks are proving to us. I mean, banks are actually shutting down accounts of certain individuals that are pulling money out of cryptocurrency back into their banks. And they're like, this is a detriment to what we do, and we don't allow it. So, you know what? Maybe we're not going to let you do that anymore. I mean, governments and banks are actually scared.
And they should be.
Absolutely.
Because, every dollar is a vote. Okay, and the more
like
that we put money into cryptocurrency, the more we're voting for a new monetary trade. Okay, and this is for people. This is us believing in. This is us buying what we believe. Buying what you believe in, but it's putting your money in a bank that you believe in. I've never had a bank where I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen to your bank names to just put them on blast, but really, you just name them in your head. Like, what bank can you stand behind? It's like, yeah, they're doing good for me. They're doing good for this country or for the world.
Yeah.
I am not, Ripple might be huge. It might be. I am not a fan of Ripple because it's the same thing. It's the same thing painted in a different color, okay? It's big banking in the digital world. I'm not a fan of that. I am a fan of a new revolution of money, all right? I'm not going to be super opinionated about a lot of these coins to say yay or nay on, but that is one. It's like we are creating a brand new palette of colors, and it's just like, it's understandable that sometimes it's just like that, it's too good to be true. I want to hold on to what I'm familiar with. Mm-hmm. I'm used to this solid ground. I'm used to this, and getting up and changing or going here and doing this or starting a life over here it's going to be, it sounds too complicated and messy, and there's too much unknown. Guess what, friends? We're moving into the unknown.
That's right.
All right. It started last week when Venus moved into Aquarius, the Sun moved into Aquarius, Mercury's moving into Aquarius. Okay, we're moving into the future. We're moving into the unknown. All right, and don't be afraid by it. Don't start pulling out, because what if nothing moves? What if there is no wind? What if there's no wind in those sails for a month? I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, but what if? Are you just going to sit there and stare at the charts every day and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? I've made a huge mistake. Maybe my kid's college fund. It's just like, well, it's relax. It's not like you just bet it on roulette, you spun the thing and it's gone, okay?
That's right.
This isn't gambling, and it's not the stock market.
I think right now is going to be a period where we're really going to want to take the time and kind of reevaluate where we've been and also where we're going. And then we're also going to help you guys take a look at some of these numbers and some of these other companies that are doing some amazing things that we can really kind of evaluate as we go along here. So when when the winds do start moving again, we have quite a few options to get involved in.
Absolutely.
And make some moves.
Absolutely. And let's be honest. We know some friends that are just down in the dumps because of they were looking to double up real quick, whether it was to pay rent or to get a couple extra bucks in their pocket to go on vacation this year, or they just, they saw the trend happening and jumped on, but they jumped on after the bouncing ball had bounced on. And unless you know how to play that game and follow the bouncing ball, you're always one step behind. There's few of us out there that know how to play that game, but
there's a learning curve.
There's a learning curve, and it takes a little bit of time to understand how to do those things. So it's like, as we see some of our friends is like bumming, and it's like, I want to, we both want to be a positive influence and say like, look, it's just like going out and getting super wasted and drunk and hungover the next day, and you're closing the curtains and blacking out the room because the sun is giving you a headache, and it's like you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't want to see anybody, but the sun isn't going to stop shining, all right? Just because you're down $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, or $25, okay? Don't let it rain on your parade. Don't stop shining and being the awesome person that you are just because of money. All right, or the pros and cons of it, or the lack or the abundance of money. All right, it's great. Money's a cool thing, and we all use it and get by. But there is so much more to life to enjoy. All right, than sitting and watching these charts all day. And I'll tell you something about successful people. I love learning about successful people, and they all say very similar things. Like, one is a morning routine. If the first thing you do in the morning is get up and look at these charts, let me tell you right now, try a different routine, okay? Try something else. Get up, take some deep breaths, think about your life, think about, how grateful you are to even have the ability to know how to do, cryptocurrency, or have a freaking computer or a phone. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of
blessings. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that don't have that kind of stuff. So it's like when we're so throwing pity parties for ourselves over losing some money, and yeah, it can be hard. Don't think I'm dismissing about, but you get what I'm saying here. It's just like, there's bigger fish to fry, and it will come back around, okay?
Absolutely.
It will come back around.
When our first world problems consist of us not making $1 million or $1 billion, I mean, we really got to take a look at the bigger picture of what's happening here.
Absolutely.
I mean, just being able to get up, take that breath, and walk on your own 2 feet that you still have, and go to work in the morning. I mean, there's individuals that can't even do that for themselves. So we definitely want to be able to take a step back every once in a while. Yeah. And I think this is going to be a really good period to
do that. Yeah. Breathe. Do some yoga. I love the Kundalini yoga. Kundalini yoga. Yeah. It's like these little things help make a difference, man.
Yep. And that way, a month from now, 2 months from now or so, when you wake back up and you look at that chart once again, you're going to be like, holy wow.
Right?
As we get over this dip and really get into the new wave, it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So relax, friends. It's all good. Every day, instead of opening up your phone and looking at these red lines, just think about this. Every day, I get to open 2 beautiful gifts. 1, 2. All right? It's cheesy, but come on. But be honest. Like, sometimes it's like that simplicity in life. That simplicity in life is what is the beauty behind everything, okay? We're good. We're good. Relax. The numbers will go back up. This week is not going to be the easiest of weeks as far as communication. We might find some breakthroughs. We might see some transformations happen, all right? But I'm just letting you know, leading up to this eclipse is going to be a bit of tension and the communication front, and whether that's just through these trades or whether it's how you communicate with, your business partner, your spouse, your kid, whatever it is, try not to let the charts influence your daily life, your personal life.
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot of this volatility happening in the next few months, and we definitely want to just make sure we stay grounded in that. While the chart's going like this, you want to be
steady
right here.
And so that's why we're here. We're helped a little bit of positivity your way. All right? So what do we have next? The true wisdom card of the day.
Fantastic.
What do we got?
This one's staring at me. Franklin D. Roosevelt, when you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on.
FDR. We're going to be talking a lot more about FDR later this week, all right? You'll know what it all means. But I like that. When you're at the end of the rope, tie a knot and hang on. That is perfect. We are at the end of our ropes in some ways, aren't we?
That's right. That's right.
But we're not falling off the cliff.
Hang on. Hodl. Hodl, everybody.
Hodl.
Hodl.
Is it an acronym? I always thought it was hold. Hold everybody, and I realized that D was before the L. I'm playing catch up here, okay? I'm the planet guy.
I think somebody just misspelled it one time and went, that was cool, but you know, I think we'll Google it for next episode.
Yeah.
We'll find the origin.
Hold.
Make sure it wasn't just from Game of Thrones, right?
Hodl. Hodl. Hodor. All right, that's enough for us today.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for joining us on another episode of
Cryptocosm.